This is how the clamp comes. All parcelled up like this. So what we need to do to put it together, quite simple. Take all this apart. Take the nuts and bolts out. And these are your instructions.
Okay. Alright, so it comes with instructions. Can you show us how to
put it together?
How to mount it onto the table correctly?
Well, I'll show you how to put it together. First of all, we'll do this one.
Okay, remove the acorn nut.
Yes. Now this one goes into this hole here. We'll just wind this on. And then once that's through, you can then wind this acorn nut onto here. Is that what it's called, an acorn nut?
That's an acorn nut, yeah.
Okay. That one's done. Take off the wing nuts and the protective sleeve and the washers.
Now once you've put this together, if you're not travelling with it, you can just either leave it clamped to your table or often just keep it stored as is.
I never take mine apart, I always leave it together, ready to use.
Okay.
So now we'll put the screws into there, and then those two screws go into these two holes. Now you have the black pieces together.
The rubber pads.
The rubber pads.
Okay.
That's what protects your table and helps to grip.
Okay.
So those go into here.
All right.
No, that's wrong, sorry. Let's start that again. We're going to put these on first.
Okay, just the protectors.
That's the protectors for your table. Yes.
Okay, all right.
And then...
You should know this, you know.
I should know this, shouldn't I? There you go, but I did correct myself. There we go, now I put the washers on. And the wing nuts. Okay. Now how this goes on, how this works is, it's a fulcrum clamp. So it actually clamps to the table like a fulcrum.
Okay.
This is the part that's important.
That's then contact with the table. That's where you get your grip.
That's the part that gets the grip onto the table.
Okay.
Yes. So if we want to put it on the table, we will slide it on. So we're gonna push it up to the table. See, that's how it protects the table.
Okay.
Stops the screws from damaging the edge of your table.
Mm-hmm.
And it's better if you have a table that's straight underneath rather than with a lip. It won't go on if you've got a lip there. You need a straight, flat piece of wood.
So if you do have a lip, what you could do is put another piece of wood on top of the table and clamp the piece of wood to the table and then fit the clamp to the piece of wood.
Yeah, you could. Or you could just put a piece of wood underneath to make it level.
All right.
With the edge, the very edge of your apron here.
So
now we've got that. So now we've got it in place. It's pushed up against the wood. Now these are going to just be turned. The wing nuts just be turned so they just touch the wood.
Okay.
So they just touch. They're not tight. You don't screw them on tight. And then this is the one that you actually is going to clamp the machine. Clamp it to the table. This is what clamps the whole thing in tightly to the table.
Okay. Now, what I'd like to tell customers is, or users, that when you fit the clamp, you keep your hand around here so to make sure that that is flat first.
Okay, so here, yes.
So you don't need...
As you're turning your wing nuts, you mean you hold it...
Yes, you hold it flat, so both sides of the clamp are flat on the table surfaces.
Okay.
Okay, and then do... Okay.
Once it is, then you tighten up, just so it touches and forces the back end. This is pushing up on the front end, which is pushing down the back end, which is where your clamp is.
And don't over tighten.
No, just tighten enough till it stops moving.
Okay, now can you just pull on that and
Yeah, it won't come off.
You'll see that it's on there pretty tight, isn't
If it's
it?
still coming on there, then we just want to tighten it just a little bit more. If you can wiggle it, just tighten it a little bit more.
But that's quite a lot of effort you're putting into that. It doesn't need to be tightened. Otherwise, if you over tighten it, you're going to damage it, right?
You are going to damage it, yes.
Okay,
so you don't
okay.
want to do that. So then once it's in position, you then open the little. You have to push down to open. All right. So to open the clamp up, to put the comb in, you push down and move this little hook out the way, and then you drop your comb in. Now it's got cushioning here. That's to protect the comb and to keep it snug. So you bend it over. Now you see how it's because of the cushioning. So you push on that. So now your comb is secure.
Now you can use that for tizzing.
Yes.
Now can you also use it for combing?
You can, one-handed. A lot of people like to comb one-handed.
Okay, so this is the clamp. Can we just look at the way that acorn nut is? It pushes up against the wood, but there's a washer in there now, isn't there?
There used to be a penny, but the penny can buckle, and when it buckles, it can damage the wood. So now we put the washer in, and the washer holds the acorn nut away from the wood.
Okay, so that's a slight modification we've done now.
It is,
okay.
yes.
All right. Okay, so should we continue with some combing using the clamp as well?
Okay, see that's the way the comb works. Can you see the clamp works? Can you see the shape of that?
Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's like a fulcrum.